Hi there. I think everybody that is watching the economy and watching what happens in the financial system can conclude that there's something really wrong with economical theory. It's not working. The idea that you can put fiat currency, which is worthless, into circulation and that people will suddenly spring up and start working for it and become productive just doesn't work anymore if you addicted them all to being hyper consumers. And the whole idea that credit can be created by banks and that will come to a good result is also obsolete. It has proven not to work. Keynesianism is more or less a theory that has been introduced to fit the needs of the situation of the ruling class, of the governments. It allows the governments to print money and inflate the currency. It allows the banks to do their jobs. It allowed the companies to separate people, to make sure that you kind of have the division of labor, and for a time that meant efficiency and increased productivity. But that productivity was never shared because of the same economical theories, which is resulting now in a huge amount of people that kept consuming for some time with money that they didn't have. Just like that, and basically most resources in the earth being depleted. But it's really an obsolete theory. It's Keynesianism economics, the way we know it, is really an obsolete theory. And I've been saying that for some time. I believe in let's say perpetual, renewable, energy-based wealth for everybody. And well, I decided to write a little piece about it, and I called it Perpetualism, the new economical framework. And I think it is a new economical framework. It is for the future. There's going to be a shift. You can also call it a paradigm shift, and it's because of a major game changer, as they sometimes call it. There's something that entered the arena that we didn't have up until now, and that is alternative energy technology that can really create immense amounts of alternative energy. An area of a few square kilometers in the desert of Morocco can basically provide energy for the whole of Europe. That has been unheard before. Although, of course, in the beginning of the 19th century there were alternative energy power plants. There was a solar power plant in Egypt that I always like to refer to, that was built in 1912. But that was superseded by the whole oil-based economical thinking. And that is a very, let's say, it was very in line with what we were used to, which is that you have to go out in the wood and chop trees down for your stove, or you have to dig up coal, or you have to dig up peat, or you have to burn something in order to stay warm. And we really didn't have an alternative when we were introduced to oil. It was kind of a logical continuation of that tradition of burning stuff to get warmer, to generate heat. But that's completely obsolete now. And the economy that was based on basically the fuel-driven economy, in which you always need money to buy fuel, and in which every part of the production cycle, from mining to consumption, needs energy, requires the purchase of energy, the economy in which you, because of that, always have to exchange goods and services in order to have enough money to buy that energy, it's just going to go away, because the fuel is no longer there. We can start burning all kinds of, for a part it can go on, because we can plant biofuels, but that will be it will be replaced not by biomass on land, will be replaced by biomass in the oceans, which is fine, and you can still burn that. But it will not be bought and sold like that. Simply airline companies will own their own fuel plants, and they will make their own fuel. They won't have to buy it from anybody. And if you are a country with lots of sea area around it, or lots of opportunities to grow biomass, then you will simply do so, and you will not sell it to anybody. You will simply use it yourself. And the same goes with alternative energy. You don't have to exchange it anymore. And especially solar PV is a source of electricity that can be widely distributed everywhere. And the funny thing about this is, let's say this game changer called ubiquitous and abundant alternative energy is that it only asks for maintenance at some interval, and that can be increasingly lower. Once you have adopted that technology, it will go on for forever and ever and ever. It will never go away anymore. It will simply be what you have from now until eternity in the world. So you can build extra, and what you have to maintain. Now, what do you do if you have a solar power plant, of a solar panel plant that runs entirely on solar panels, and you haul in the silicon with trucks that run on electricity? And so it's energy, in energy terms, it's completely self-sufficient. The only thing you have to do is of course make some arrangement with somebody that he allows you to take the sand. Whereas the financial, so then you're creating more and more and more and more electricity capacity to generate electricity, to cool, to transport, to machine, to build, to create, to produce, without any cost. And if you think that through, then you cannot, then there's no longer any room or any use for Keynesian economics. It's just completely obsolete. It's completely obsolete. And that's why I wrote this piece. I probably said it already, but it's called Perpetualism, a New Economical Framework, which goes through a number of points. It's not complete, it's not finished. But I just thought, let's write it down and see if it's interesting to people, because it should be said like that. You can talk about oil spills and you can try to motivate people to move. You can talk about a doomed future where you cannot afford anything because energy is so scarce. You can talk about smart meters to make sure that you have some controlling system to keep that Keynesian economical theory working, with scarcity and all that stuff. You can talk about how much does it cost to build a solar power plant. That's nonsense. That cost will be amortized over eternity in reality. If you do it smartly, of course you can build a solar power plant using parts that suck, that break down after 10 years, but then of course that's again Keynesianism. It's creative destruction. Make sure that nothing lasts, or you won't be able to do it again. And how are you gonna make money then? All completely obsolete. Full employment requirement, completely obsolete. It's just a strange notion that as you advance with your economy, everybody has to do something. Why? Do the monkeys in the forest that live there all work every day? No, they just rummage around, and when they get hungry, they eat something. That's what you can do with ubiquitous renewable energy. You can just make enough food for everybody, and they can rummage around all day and enjoy themselves. Of course, that's a little bit well, that's not what we want, because we are intellectual people. We are smart and we want to do all kinds of stuff, and you can still improve and improve and improve society, but it will all be cultural. It will be based on basically what you like most. It will be based on social coherence and just basically humanity, human values, and not on some kind of warped economical theory that has been destroying our planet for the last 100 years. So this is my I've made a couple of these direct video uploads, so hopefully the synchronization is correct. Hopefully you take a look at my perpetualism theory. I'm launching the term. I'm going to put it everywhere where I can. I'm going to talk about it to everybody that I meet that is interested. So thanks for listening, and have a good day.